Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is all around money confidence. Super excited about this episode. I have noticed more and more recently that the people coming into my membership Audacious are all saying they really want high levels of either financial freedom, of abundance. They want to be earning like 10 times the amount that they're earning. And I love that. We are into that. The more unrealistic your goals are, the more up my alley that they are. So I'm very into it. And if you are someone who you're like, fudge, I want to earn way more money. I want to pay off my debt. I want to just truly blow my mind. I want to earn from my gifts. I want to go pursue what I want to do and make money doing it. Or I just want to get the promotion. I want to get a new job. I want to have a multiple six-figure salary. I don't care. I don't care what it is. This is going to be the episode for you. And if you're really wanting to do that, highly recommend jumping to my membership Audacious. I have a whole module in there purely dedicated to helping you feel safer and confident and audacious as hell when it comes to earning, holding, receiving, manifesting money. So super into that. Highly recommend joining that. But let's get into today's episode. I initially was going to talk about how to build the kind of confidence that doubles your income in 6 months. But honestly, we're still going to do that. But I feel like I'm just going to kind of go off on this episode and see where it takes us. And the other thing that I was thinking is I was like, I have so many new faces here. There's so many beautiful new people here. Hello, I love you. Welcome. And I was like, they might not know things about me. They might not know who I am to be talking about this episode. Now, when it comes to money, I think a very big reason that I've been able to achieve some of the things I have is because I have built my confidence. I have built my worthiness. I have built my emotional regulation in so many areas of life, including money. So the reason why I'm like, okay, you know what? I like to talk about this. I think I can do it. And I often do talk about it is because I have had a net worth of about $250,000 since I was in my mid-20s. I have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year online through literally just being a confident person and really helping other people do that. And I was just someone who grew up with scarcity. I grew up with a lot of scarcity. My mom is a daughter of immigrants, and she will probably listen to this. We love her, but she has a ton of scarcity. She often thinks that she can't record things. We still wash actually. Ziploc bags, she reuses tinfoil, she washes it. But it's just little things like that where it's like I grew up with the idea that I needed to really hold on to it. There wasn't going to be enough of it. And so I've been able to overcome a lot of that. And it's a constant evolution, honestly. But I've been able to overcome a lot of it. I still face a lot of the scarcity. I still get through a lot of the scarcity. And I've gone on to really be able to earn a lot of money starting really young. I remember that there was a part in my life where I was looking at people online while I was just scrolling social media when I was in my early 20s, being like, I have no idea how people are able to work online, how people are able to just start businesses, post their life, and earn so much freaking money. And fast forward, that is actually me now. And so I want to kind of dive through some of the shifts that I've had to make around money to be able to have that life so that you too can have shifts around money, hold more money, earn more money, and just create more of the life that you're wanting. The thing that I want to preface with, and I think this is so important, I talk about this in my membership, is that your relationship with different facets of life, whether it be money or relationships or your career or your body, it acts as a mirror to your relationship with yourself. So if you are someone who you are self-sabotaging, you're complacent, you're complaining, you're not feeling gratitude towards what you do have, you are struggling to feel worthy, you don't believe you can have more. If you feel like that about yourself, that's probably going to bleed into how you feel about money too. So I think a beautiful place for anyone to start with this is just simply looking, where am I struggling with my own levels of self-belief and how I see myself and how I regard myself when it comes to going bigger, when it comes to who I am, when it comes to my worthiness. And I'm almost positive that's going to show up when it comes to your money too. So let's get into a little bit of this. And I want to say, whether you're ready to earn $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month, or you're wanting to earn $500,000, whatever it is, all of this is going to be the same. This advice does not stop being useful. It is not only for a certain income level. And that's the kind of advice that I get so mad about. I don't know why. It really irks me when people give advice that's only to get to a certain level. I love giving advice where it's going to get you through your next 10 levels. So it doesn't matter what level of income you're wanting to earn. It's not a big deal. Just apply this to that next level. And I promise you're going to get further. So in context of the conversation, how to build the kind of confidence where you are going to be able to double your income in the next 3 to 6 months, the first thing that I absolutely have to talk about, is you need to stop basing what you believe to be possible based on who you've been, on what's happened in the past, on where you come from, on what you've seen happen, or your current circumstances. So often, I will see that people's bank accounts, their levels of debt, their income levels determine how capable they feel, and they almost use that as a gauge for where they can go. All those numbers represent is your starting point. That's it. Moment of silence for this, that your bank account, your debt, your income level is nothing but your starting point. That's the only meaning it has. But so long as you determine how you feel about yourself based on where you are, you're going to stay where you are. It is literally like you wanting to drive across the country while staying in your same neighborhood and wondering why shit looks the same. Wondering why you're in the same loop. It's because you're only thinking as big as where you are. You cannot keep deciding what is possible for you based on who you've been. I would not be able to be a global confidence coach if I decided that it's not possible for me to be confident or to start a business based on where I come from. Or I've talked to one client about this a lot, actually. She is from a very small town. I remember when she first came to me, she was like, I don't know if I can really do this. I'm just a small town girl. I just don't think I can break out of this bubble and all these things. And I was like, I'm from a small town. I'm from a town of 10,000 people. That is just another reason that you're using as a block to go after what you want, right? So it doesn't matter where you come from or what you've seen happen or what's even happened in the past. I don't care if you've been shit with money. I don't care if you've had trouble earning money. I don't care about any of it. It doesn't have to be a determining factor for where you go. And a perfect example that's popping up in my head right now is that I had a client come to me and she was homeless. She literally labeled herself homeless. She was earning under $500 a month. And she went on to earn $50,000 over the next, I think it was 6 to 12 months, because she stopped letting who she was and who she had been determine who she could be. And she started taking the mentality of, why not me? If that person can do it, I can do it. And that's the kind of stuff that we were working on together in Audacious. And you need to just determine that where you are is where you are. This sounds really simple, but let it be simple. Where you are is where you are. Unshame it. It's no big fucking deal. Keep going. It doesn't matter what's happened. It doesn't matter how fast you earn in regards to someone else. And this is a really, I'm very, very grateful that I grew up with this lesson, because I think it's had such a big effect on how I see things. And I always try and remind myself of it. And my dad reminds me of it very frequently. But I think with today's age, so many people are so caught up in what other people have and what other people do and how far other people are because of social media and because we can see everything. And I've talked to a lot of people, even in college, who are at least in college or graduating college recently, who have been in my audience and who come to me really, really worried that they're falling behind. And it's your life hasn't even started, truly. And we just get so caught up in that. But the thing that I remember, especially when it comes to money, is that my dad was broke at 40 years old. He always tells the story. He was broke at 40. He had nothing at 40. And they live a beautiful, beautiful life now. My parents do. They are so blessed. They travel the world. He made all of his money after the age of 40. It just shows that it doesn't matter where you're starting. Because in his 20s and in his 30s, he could have easily been well, I haven't done it yet. I haven't created, right? It's not a big deal where you're starting. And you need to not make it a problem where you are or where you're starting or where you've been. It's just your starting point from today on. And from that, the thing that people do is they take so much of their current circumstances or who they've been and they let it define them. And you know what? It should define you to a degree because it's your story. It's who you are authentically. And that is so beautiful. And no one should ever take that away from you. And I think that should be a part of your story. I own my story so much. I own where I've been so much. It's such a part of me, but it doesn't define me. That's the difference. It doesn't define me. I have one of my biggest strengths, and someone even, actually my mentor just reflected this to me. She's like, your biggest strength is how delusional you are. And it really is. I'm very the when people say like delusional self-belief, I'm really great at that because it's a skill that I've built, but it's also how I've built my money. And so when it comes to any sort of goal that I want, this money or otherwise, something that I have built my baseline level of confidence to be able to support is that once I decide I want something, I'm just like, okay, I want it. I'm going to make it happen. Like I'm just going to make it happen because I've been the person who does not make it happen. And I've been the person who defines what's possible based on what's been happening in the past. And I've learned that doesn't get you very far. It does not get you very far to have a fixed mentality. And that's what it is. And no one wants me to ever tell them that they have a fixed mentality. But a lot of people who come to me still have a fixed mentality because they are deciding that they're not good enough. They're deciding that they can't do it. They're deciding that because of who they've been, they can't make things happen. That's a fixed mentality. I hate to break it to you. That's a fixed mentality. And I want you to just check it. If you have shame right now about this, fine. I don't care. Good. Face it. You have a fixed mentality. And from this second forward, change it. Get into the growth mentality. Get into the idea that you can change and you can evolve and you can grow. It's necessary for you to think this when it comes to money. And so when I'm saying be delusional, kind of what I actually mean with that is that I decide if there's something that I want, I let that kind of be my North Star. And I decide that I can step up to the kind of person that I need to be to earn that. I can figure out how to earn that. And that's how I've earned so much of my money. And one of my favorite stories, I think I'll still be probably telling it in 10 years. Hopefully I have some better stories by then. But my first year in business, I had no business believing I could do this, but I just did. I started my business and I still have the journal where I wrote down, I'm going to earn $150,000 my first year in business. And I had never signed a client. I had no proof. I had nothing to base it off of. My past certainly was not going to tell me this was possible for me. I struggled with crippling insecurity, but I was like, you know what? I've built my confidence. I built belief in who I am, so deeply in who I am, not in externalities, not in my achievements, not in anything except who I am as a person. I fell in love with her. And so I set out and I was like, I'm going to make $150,000. And you know what? I made even more than that. I made way more than that. And I had a corporate job that year. So I brought in some good multiple six-figure cash that year. And it was just me really leaning in to anything is possible. It's just simply around whether I believe it's possible and I step up for it. So when it comes to money confidence, I really want you to stop deciding what is possible and what's available to you based on who you've been or your current circumstances. It does not matter. It does not matter. I've had so many clients completely rewrite who they are when it comes to just their self-concept and money and see crazy things happen. I have one of my favorite clients. I love her to death. I hope she's listening to this episode. You will know who you are. If you are, come text me if so. But she told me, she's like, my debt is a part of my identity. I've had it my whole life. I grew up with debt. I will always have debt. It's just who I am, Mackenzie. Like, it's just a part of my life. There's no other way. And she saw it as this life sentence. And she wasn't paying off any of it. She was ignoring it. It was racking up. She was so in complete dysregulation around it. And within 2 months, she had paid off $25,000 of it. And if you're sitting here listening thinking that can't be me, there's no way. I'm not, it's blah, 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 whatever. No, bullshit. She said that too. The difference was she decided that she could change it and do something about it from listening to content like this, from joining my world, from coming to work with me, from being committed to figuring it out. So that's the first thing. Second thing, if you are wanting to double the amount of income that you make in the next 3 to 6 months, is you have to feel about 10 times more safe and worthy of earning money. I want you to feel safe and worthy of earning 10 times the amount that you currently have. Because the thing is if you don't feel worthy or capable or safe of earning 10 times the amount, you will not. It's just very simple. It is that simple. And so many people question, I don't know why I can't earn more. It's so hard to earn more. Well, it's because you don't feel worthy of it. It's because you don't think you can. It's because you don't think it's available to you. Everyone wants more money. You're not special in that. I'm not special in that. Everyone wants more. Everyone would take more. But you really have to check as well with this second thing of feeling safe and worthy, where you are not actually fully aligned with earning more. The thing that I will see happen so often is that people will say they want more money, but then they will feel so, for example, stressed about the amounts of money that they have. I'm going to kind of take this two ways, and whatever way lands better with you, cool, run with it. But I'm going to take a more spiritual approach to this, and then I'm going to take a more neuroscience-based approach to this. So if you are someone who you feel extremely stressed because you don't think you have enough money and it's just you're living in scarcity, but you really, really want more, from the standpoint of, let's say, spirituality or the universe, what's going to or manifestation too, what's going to happen is that with the amount of money that you have, you're saying there's not enough. Money is stressing me out. It's stressing me out. I feel so in scarcity. Like I'm just so dysregulated around money. And what the universe or God or guardian angels, whatever you want to go with, manifesting wise, is going to hear is that, oh, okay, the universe is going to say, it stresses you out. Money's stressing you out. It's dysregulating you. You're freaking out about it. I'm not going to give you more of that. Why would I give you more of that? You're freaking out about it. I don't want you to freak out. I'm on your team. So I'm not going to give you more yet. And from that perspective, that's what's happening. From more of the neuroscience perspective, when you're in scarcity and freaking out about money, what you are telling your brain is that I'm not okay. I'm freaking out. It's so hard to earn money. And, whatever your money thoughts are around this. And what that actually does is it puts your brain in survival mode. Your brain is now in survival mode. And when your brain is in survival mode, your salience network, which is the part of your brain that decides and determines which millions of bits of information are important, when you're dysregulated, it's going to filter out your goals as important, because goals are no longer important when you're in survival mode. Only the threat itself is important, and you will become hypervigilant and focus more. The part of your brain that helps you focus is the attention network. It's going to put your attention on the threat. Between the salience network and your attention network, your brain is now going to only be focused on the threat. And so the goal of, for example, making more money, sometimes, sure, you will see that as the solution, but a lot of the time you're just focusing on the fact of there's not enough money, I'm not going to be okay, and simply trying to survive. So that sexy goal of making $20,000 per month, $30,000 per month, starting this super lucrative business, your brain's not able to focus on that because you've put yourself in survival mode. And then you have this other part of your brain that is called your default mode network. And what that part of the brain is basically responsible for being self-reflective, for your self-talk. And when you are in chronic stress and scarcity and survival mode, what this part of your brain does is start ruminating. It starts these negative self-talk loops. It starts the negative self-evaluation, because what that's trying to do is process the stressor of money, which is just going to lead to more emotional thinking. It is going to make it harder and harder for you to actually solve and create more money, especially if you're an entrepreneur where your whole job is basically solving a problem for someone or something, or even solving problems in your business. You've now made it so much harder. Or if you're a creator, if you're an artist, if you're an author, you've now made it hard to tap into creativity because you're just trying to survive. What all this means is that it is so important that you feel safe around money, that you feel grateful for the money that you have. No one has ever made a shit ton of money by complaining and freaking out that they don't have money. They've made it by being determined and resilient and really tapping in to higher levels of belief, but that's very hard to do when you're dysregulated by money. So if you want to be earning more, you need to make it your priority to feel safe and worthy of earning 10 times the amount you have. And if 10 times feels so freaking hard, do 3 times the amount you have. But the really big thing that I believe in is that there is a certain threshold of belief and self-trust and confident action needed to hit a certain goal. So let's say your goal is to earn, I don't know, 15,000 a month. You need a certain level of self-belief, of self-trust, and of confident action needed to get to 15,000 a month. And if your levels of belief, if you struggle to feel safe earning that much, or you think it's going to take so much out of you and it's going to put all this pressure on your relationship, or you're going to have to work endless hours, right? You're going to struggle to earn that much. Or if you don't feel safe earning that much because you think that your partner is going to feel threatened and then leave you, or if you simply just don't feel like you're capable and worthy of earning that much, you're not going to earn that much. So what I've always taught my clients is that you need to have levels of belief, trust, and action that surpass that 15,000 so that you can just breeze your way right into it. So that you can just amble your way right into the $15,000. And if people are like, well, it's not that easy, it doesn't work like that, that's just more thoughts that are blocking you. When I had started my business, I was like, everyone around me, there's so much noise online. If you're anywhere in a side hustle or an online business, if you're not, good, completely fine, irrelevant, just a good story for you. But there's so much talk around like $10,000, $10,000 months. It's going to change your life. It's going to do everything. I didn't give a fuck about $10,000 months. I really didn't. I never focused on it. I never fixated on it. I was more focused on the impact I wanted to have and pretty much doing double that. And so what did I do? I started doing double of that really quickly because my belief and trust and confident action levels were there, and I wasn't even fazed by the 10,000. But $10,000 is a lot of money. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. It very much is. That's life-changing money for so many people. I'm simply saying that I wasn't fixated on it and I wasn't grasping to try and feel worthy of it and capable of it like most people were. I got my levels of belief above what I wanted to earn. So make it your priority to really get your nervous system regulation and your self-belief on board with the idea that you can earn double or triple what you currently earn. And when you do that, you will find how easy it becomes to start taking the action required to earn that much. If you are struggling with how to do that, there's no need to struggle. Seriously, just come join Audacious. It is $83 a month. You can figure out 83. I believe in you. I believe in you. And if you're like, I truly, Mackenzie, that's not in my bank account, I need help, then just come DM me and let's talk about it. Like, I will help you figure out that way to do that. But I find so many people, they want the money, but they don't want to do the work to create the money, such as feeling safe and worthy. Even if the work is literally spending 10 minutes a day shifting their mindset. And when people say, I don't know how to do that, I don't know how to do that. If that's your biggest problem and you're not investing your time, energy, resources to solve it, then you're being a victim to it. I'm not sure you want to solve it. And then it's a question of, why do I actually want to stay stuck? When people are telling me that they have the exact options and there's so much testimonials and client proof and evidence that this works and people change their lives from it, why am I choosing to stay stuck? And I'm telling you, if you really can't afford it, come talk to me. There are people who make so much money off my content and I'll point you in the right direction. So the thing that you have to do here is make it your priority to feel safe and worthy of earning 10 times the amount. Literally, there's even just one video alone in Audacious that people have playing in the background. There's a couple clients who are like, I'm just listening to this all the time on repeat. I just love it. I do it when I'm walking my dog. I do it at my gym. I do it all the time. So just one video alone has truly helped. I know this one client who she always tells me, she was like, I got 3 new proposals out. I got 3 new inquiries. I have 3 more people who are coming to me just from this one video. So it can become so much easier than you think it is. Third thing that I will say is that you have to put in the work. Again, even if the work is simply working on your mindset. If you're already doing all the other things to earn money, but it's not quite clicking, I almost guarantee it's because of the energy that you're bringing to your efforts. And when I say energy, I mean the combination of the thoughts and beliefs that you're having with the feelings that you have. Where people go wrong a lot of the time is that they are trying to create more and more and more from a place of lack, from a place of resentment, from a place of jealousy, of bitterment, of complacency, from complaining. It's hard to really create more when you are living in that emotional state. So even if you're already doing the work and you're doing all the things to make more money, to make sales, to get the new promotion, great, but is your energy there? Are you approaching it from someone who is secure, from someone who is confident, and from someone who is not in that kind of like desperate energy? Because whether it's an interviewer, whether it's your boss, whether it's a different company, whether it is a partner, whether it is people in your audience, they feel that. They might not name it, but they feel that. So that's the first thing of this third part of just check your energy if you're already doing all the things. But the next thing that I want to talk about is if you're like, okay, I'll do that. I'll check my energy. I need you to really make sure that you're putting in the work. Very often we feel entitled to results and we want more results, but all we're doing in the meantime is wanting while just scrolling all day, while not actually putting in the effort, while just not doing the things that we need to do. Even if you're a super manifesting girly, and I'm into manifesting. My clients manifest all the time. They tell me they're manifesting. A lot of what I teach aligns to manifesting, even if I'm not calling it that. But even with that, you have to take action. You have to show up for it. It's too often that people want the results, but aren't willing to put in the work for the results. Anyone who's earned a lot of money will tell you this, that especially as entrepreneurs, to be an entrepreneur or to earn a lot of money, it comes with discomfort. It's not all rainbows and sunshine all the time. Even if that discomfort is just simply the internal battles and the internal shifts that you're going to have to make that's uncomfortable, it's not always a walk in the park. And when I say that, I have had such an easy time earning money because of my energy, because of everything I'm telling you here. But that doesn't mean it's free of struggle. That doesn't mean it's not a lot of work. I still work a lot, but it doesn't feel like work. I feel like I've earned my money on the path of least resistance. And when I say that, what I really mean is that I've had to face so much less resistance than what I think a lot of people do. But part of that is because I've worked through my resistance, but I've been willing to go through the resistance, if that makes sense. I've been willing to put in the work. I've been willing to put in the reps. I've had someone reach out to me the other day, and she was talking about her business, and she was saying, she's like, I have so much admiration for you in the way that you show up and the energy that you hold towards it and the amount of work that you put in for all of us, because I'm trying to do that. And it's like, it's crazy how much work it is. But I was telling her of like, yeah, it's a lot of work. I work hard, but it's so fun. And it's fun when you have your energy in the right place. It's really hard to earn money. You will not double your income in the next 3 to 6 months if you're coming at it from a place of just wanting the results to fall in your lap, or wanting to stay within your comfort zone, or just wishing and hoping that it happens without actually doing the work, or while doing it from this shit energy of I'm comparing to this person, I'm bitter that they have more, or I'm resenting that I'm not further. Like, the energy that you put into it and the willingness that you have to do whatever it takes. And I'm not saying do whatever it takes from like sacrifice away and put all this pressure. No. I'm just saying like be willing to do what you need to do to get there. And that's it. It's not any deeper than that. That matters. The energy of which you do it matters. So the third thing I would say with this is, where can you really step up what you're doing in your confident action for your goals? And I'm not saying do more. I'm saying, where can you be way more potent with the action that you take, and maybe do more through the energy you bring, the perspective that you have around money, the perspective you have around yourself, and just be willing to do the uncomfortable things to earn the money. That's what it's going to take. almost every person who has the kind of money that you want, who has the net worth that you want, who has the bank accounts that you want, who, to get 6-figure bank accounts, I've had to do some shit. I've had to put myself out there, right? Like I've had to really take myself there. But the people who have the kinds of money you want, they've had to do uncomfortable things. They've had to jump through their own internal hurdles. They've had to work on feeling worthy. They've had to really focus in and be disciplined on putting themselves out there, on taking the risks, on having their own back, on doing a lot of what I'm sharing in this episode. Okay? If you want to earn more money, you can. I've yet to find someone who is incapable. There is so much abundance in the world, and it's not like the world just got to you and said, no, there's not enough anymore. Like there is so much abundance in everything, in money, in air that you breathe, in grains of sand on this planet. Like it's crazy the amount of money and wealth and just abundance available in this life, but you have to believe you can do it. You have to get so damn audacious with what you believe is possible for you. Like I want you to have the level of confidence that it literally turns heads, that people are like, damn, yeah, that person's going to make a lot. Yeah, they're going to go far. Like, and that's because of your energy. That's because of how you regard yourself. It's because of how willing you are to show up for it and how safe you feel earning that money. If you want to dive so much deeper on this, come join Audacious. Get your ass inside that membership. Truly, our last call, within 48 hours of the call, people had, and it was their first month inside, people had like 100x their investment, literally, because they have gone from the $83 a month to join to literally signing thousands of dollars in clients, landing their next insurance client, getting the gigs. Like it's crazy what happens when you do the work inside, when you get access to the modules. And it's just so beautiful to watch. Like I literally feel like I don't work a day in my life because I just get to do cool shit like this. Like I get to help people make more money. I get to help you do all these things. So I would love to have you inside. It's $83 a month. When you join for 6 months, it is just everything that you need to build audacious levels of self-belief, to build unshakable levels of self-trust, and to really get into confident action so you can start becoming the person who just has like this audacity about them, who just creates the success, creates the life they want. Like it's no big deal. You can find the link to that in the show notes. I hope you love this episode. Come DM me on Instagram if you liked it. Come DM me with questions. I would love to chat with you about it. I feel like this was such a fun, little expansive episode, and I cannot wait for the next one. And if you love this podcast, it would mean the world if you would rate this podcast, give it 5 stars. And if you would take a screenshot and share on your Instagram stories and tag me, just share what you liked. Let people know that you're listening. Let people know what you like about it, that they should listen. That goes so far for my business. So I would greatly appreciate that. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next episode.